everybody, welcome back to Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Just getting back in. Okay, remember the last time I came and it said she's putting her favorite time. That's good. I'm just gonna put in my regular time right now. I'll just do that. There we go. 7 p.m., your favorite time of day. Or could you simply not resist giving me the correct time again? Somewhat. After all, I know how much you enjoy setting the time correctly. Sure. Okay, now I'm curious how accurate 7 p.m. is. Let's use another slider to find out. Alright, how accurate is 7 p.m.? Let's go right there. Can I just say, regardless of the accuracy of the clock, I'm having a great time adjusting these settings. I feel like I'm learning more about you and how you like things to be set. It's good to collect data. I wish we had more sliders, but we've gone through all the sliders I have. Perhaps I can invent some new sliders to gather new data on you. Should it be too hard? Yeah, let me look up a couple new ones. Should be ready by the next time you boot the game. Alright, Stanley Parable 2. We have our new intro scene. I remember the last time we came up to the two doors. And I was gonna go through one of them. Side stuff. Alright, let's get into it. I'm gonna try to do it as much as I can in this episode.
This is the story.
We know, Steve. Alright, let's see. What we got? We got this colorful.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
But I found a trace of the block.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
Bean I found. Get to work. Indeed. Alright. So there's no new content door. Alright.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Sure. Let's try it. Oh, something's different. There will be a reward for finding them all. Trust the completionist instinct. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is the meeting we were talking about before. There we go. Yeah. Places to search. Okay. A large room, lots of boxes. Somewhere both red and blue. Okay, those are the red and blue doors. Stairs. Yeah, those are the. I'm imagining I have to go down the stairs before the boss's office. In a large room, lots of boxes. I'm imagining maybe the warehouse looking place. Alright. I'm not going. Let's try it. Let's go.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it?
Oh.
The broom closet. It wants the bucket.
You
can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket.
You didn't get her.
I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies.
No.
Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket.
Not gonna.
I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems.
Oh.
Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Years? I found this bucket. Their name is Bailey. They are mine.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all.
Okay.
Here we go.
Oh, okay.
There. Now it's settled.
Who did
No
that?
more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Yeah, how dare you. Is that it? Is that all?
All right, I've got a second sticker back here,
Oh,
and I'm
nice
going
sticker.
to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see, I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
Alright, I'm gonna go now. Okay. Alright.
Coming to a
stairs.
staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I did that last time, so I'm gonna go down. Collectible. Found it.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies.
I like
What do you
Figlies.
think, Stanley?
Figlies.
What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by one?
I like
Let me sit on it.
Figlies.
I'm sure it will come to me.
Why do you have to decide everything? It's so rude. Alright, I know what happens here. I just go insane, so I'm just gonna go here. I'm gonna go up. Does this door ever open? No. There. I got the feeling. I'm supposed to not yours, of course. Hey, that's a nice purse. Lovely purse. Yeah, we've been through here. Is this door still not working? Yeah.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
Yeah, sure did.
Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes,
There we
this
go.
is certainly the most logical
Here.
explanation.
Okay. I already went through the mind control facility. I know there's another one, I think.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right.
Okay.
The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Torn between. I'm gonna go.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
What do we? Are you sure?
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Nah.
At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
I like the little bounce that the bucket does. It's really cool. Alright. Whee! The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end. Whee! Ouch. I'm all out of jumps. There we go. Yeah, I already.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
No. You don't waste time with Bailey. Here we go.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death.
Okay.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
The bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge, much like a bucket itself. The human mind is frequently empty within a cavernous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. I can't read. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of the exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were in ignorance and darkness? It's a bucket. Chair. Why is there a naughty chair?
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
Let's go to heaven. Okay. 25 buckets. A photograph of 25 buckets. That's not 25 buckets. The greatest number of buckets ever captured on camera. The photographer experienced catatonic shock for several weeks as a result of the euphoria from exposure to as many buckets at once. I mean, it's a cool picture, but that is not 25 buckets. Like 100 buckets. Somebody doesn't know how to count. Rusty bucket. Inferno bucket. A replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died. Oh, Jesus. And yet, in spite of it all, the simple fact remains no one can control the bucket. Powerful bucket. Alright? What's this way? Oh, caveman bucket. I don't like the chant. While we know that buckets predate the existence of mankind, we do not know by how long. This cave drawing depicts early man's discovery of the practical uses of the bucket, by which time the bucket had nearly already likely been around for several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its treasures. Capture dripping. Okay.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
The hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between the bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp for the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance, inevitably, is for our own good. Okay. Ooh, I can't go. Okay, I'm gonna go this way. We'll go find more exhibits. I like museums. We'll look at the columns. Wow. More naughty chairs. Boonga, boonga, boonga. Okay. The street bucket. An analogy. Presented without commentary. The bucket is worrying, negative forecasting, negative thinking, lack of reassurance. Vulnerability equals size and strength of the bucket. Stress equals the level of water in the bucket. Coping strategies equals holes. Rest and relaxation. Doing something you enjoy. Rest and relaxation. Okay. Exactly. Okay. Got it. Alright. Alright, I'm with that one. Alright, got this one over here. We're gonna go through all of these, by the way. I can't read that, but okay. A bucket with 2 handles. This bucket is depicted as having 2 handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year, dozens are put to death just for attempting it. Why does it look like a Leonardo da Vinci thing? Okay, I'm just gonna. Alright, see ya. That's the entrance. Where do I go? Am I supposed to go back up and just dive to my death? Is that it? I can do that. Alright. Alright. Is that the feeling that's what I was supposed to do? That's why the narrator lady was talking? Here I go. Got it. Okay. I tried to.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
Oh, here I go again.
Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Well. Alright. Are we going back to the beginning again? Right? Yes? Yes. Okay, the end. This is never the end. This is never the end. This is never the end. Loading. This is never the end. There we go. Okay. Alright, let's go.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Alright, I need to find the other figurines. Okay.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
Red
this was not the correct way to the meeting
Okay.
room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Okay, the red and blue door is where I need to go for this next figurine. So I'm gonna go there.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room?
Was it?
Yes, Stanley thought to
So much
himself.
more open
Yes,
and
perhaps
wider.
it truly was.
Yeah.
How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
That's on cycle. Alright, see.
No, never mind. The
No.
bucket was wrong.
Oh, look, I wasn't wrong.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Did he though? Nah.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Is there... What? What? Oh, what? I can go down there? Wait. I can't jump. What? How do I get down there then? How do I... Okay. There's a secret down there. Oh, but... So if I had any jumps, I'd be able to jump in that chair and then down. Is that right? No. Yes! I did it! Yes! Yes! Come here, Figgly.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines.
Figler
Very
and
soon,
Marines.
you'll collect the last one.
I hate
and
it.
then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it.
Okay.
We'll be different people by then.
Really?
Different in the sense that we used to have none of them.
We learned
and
to
now
shut up.
we have them all.
I want the
You
skip
can't
button.
go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
Okay. I really missed that skip button sometimes. Can I jump? I can't. I know I can't, but I want to. What's in this vent? What's in here? Never been this one before. Woo! Wow. That's different. Okay. Can't go that way. The only way to go is up. I can crouch all this time? Oh my god. I can't believe it. What's it say? What's it say? I gotta find one to read. Narrator dialogue. Are these all of his tapes? All of this dialogue? What? Ooh. I want to explore a bit more though.
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore.
We're slowly
The
zooming.
longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes.
Yep.
The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket.
You have to get out of here first.
But I have to be careful.
Yeah.
Because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there? Caporata.
The fuck? Okay, I have a new theory popping up here. It's probably not all that new, but it's new to me, okay? So all of the other employees, the ones that aren't here anymore, okay, well, we're probably, we're not the last one. We're certainly not the first. Remember 427, right? So there's had to have been, like everyone before us, 426 other employees that have gone through the same exact thing. I think the narrator is just going over and over and over and over this with this madness of narrating and controlling people, like over and over and over again. Just like a test or experiment or something like that. I'm probably wrong.
All of his
Oh.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled.
Yes, I did.
He'd never be alone again, not truly alone.
Nope.
Not with the bucket
Not with the
around.
bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his...
I did not.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
I don't care.
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Sure.
And here it was.
And here
Had
it
the
was.
bucket turned out to be correct?
Nope.
Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Right.
Stanley took the door on his left to go
I
back
did
to the
not.
meeting room.
I need to find the red and blue door.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the
Go
lift
that
all
way.
the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did
Maybe the
not
next
question
one
why
I'll
or
go
how
this
this
way.
bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed
Because
him,
I'm
of course,
crazy.
because buckets can't talk.
Nope.
But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him,
Oh,
and he
I almost
unthinkingly
died.
did whatever the bucket asked.
Oh, yeah. Did you not register that I jumped? What? Hello? Danger. Okay, I need to find the figurine. The last figurine. It's around somewhere. What's that? Card. Okay, that's not. Where?
No, stop.
Well, what?
Look there on the wall. You see? There's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets
Oh my
past this
God.
point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
What?
Unless... What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point.
Maybe.
Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it.
Oh.
This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket.
Wait,
Please, step in here for a moment.
wait, no, I want. No, come on. Come on, I'll put it down. I'll put Bailey down for a second. Go in there. Go back. Whatever. Let's go. Okay. Is this a bucket?
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
On the catwalk.
Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
Okay. Alright. Okay.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Oh shit. Shit. Its name is Peter.
Correct.
What?
It is a hologram of a bucket,
Oh shit.
not an actual bucket.
Peter. Okay. Bailey, you want to see? Okay.
Item 2.
Is
Is this a bucket?
It's hard to come up with bucket names. Randy the Bucket.
Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Am I just gonna be right in all these and just saying it's not a bucket?
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Haley.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
No, you are incorrect, sir. You are. I am right. That was Paley. Paley the bucket. Oh my god.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
No, sir. That is a tractor. Okay. But, technically... Okay, hear me out. A tractor can pull... No, okay. Come on.
Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket.
Yeah.
To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you.
Oh,
Thank you for not making me look like an idiot.
You are.
Okay, next one.
Next one. There's more? Okay. Alright. There's more.
Is this a bucket?
Sir, that's... Are you okay? This is another tractor. No.
Incorrect.
What?
This is a bucket.
No. No. What? What? Are you not going to explain yourself?
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Ah, shit. Hadley. Hadley, the bucket.
Trick question.
Ah,
Both. Gotcha.
how? What? Explain yourself. Explain yourself. Sir? Can I? Oh, I can't.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one.
Good.
Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Quit abusing buckets. Or non-buckets. You don't know. Dun.
Yes. Thank you. There's nothing here.
What?
Of course it isn't a bucket.
Of course.
We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait,
What?
when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course is
Yeah.
not true.
No.
Unless... Is that what you think?
Ah,
Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket?
everything can be a bucket if it wants to be a bucket. You can't
You know what?
judge.
I'm too confused to even sort it out.
Yeah.
I've lost all sense of perspective. What
Sadly.
is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat
Sorry.
adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
You're a bucket of knowledge.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm
you
afraid
sure?
the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
No,
Okay,
no,
here we go.
no, no. Don't take Bailey from me. No. Ah, no. I better find Bailey.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear?
What
Wait,
did you do?
was everything a bucket?
See, I
Every
was
single
right.
thing in the game was a bucket.
Fuck you, I was
Oh
right.
my God, I had no idea.
See?
How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all.
Mm,
And you,
yes.
Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either.
Okay.
Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes,
All right.
I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
Okay.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But
Okay.
if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right,
Okay.
here we go.
Yeah, it's unsurmountable. They won't understand. They'll think you're crazy, but they're the crazy one. Okay, you have to be gentle. Okay.
All of his co-workers were
Let's
gone.
try that again.
What could it mean?
Okay, now we're back in here.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
What if I did everything
Simple
different?
enough, right? This should tell us everything
Okay.
we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket.
Everything's gonna be
Okay,
different.
let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect.
Yes, it is.
It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
That's a bucket. There's no shame in that. Okay.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect.
You're
It
incorrect.
is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
So it'd be still an actual bucket. So screw you. Okay. Next one.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Yeah.
Correct. This is a bucket.
Yeah. And I'm
Item
just gonna
4.
say yes.
Is this a bucket?
It contains something. See? It contains something and release something. It's a bucket.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an
That's a
enormous machine that tills the earth. I
No.
thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible.
Thank you.
Let's just move on to the next one.
Okay. Alright. Oh,
Is this a bucket?
yes it is.
Correct. This is a bucket.
I don't see a difference, but okay. See, that one wasn't, but this one was. I see how it is.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Yeah.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Still don't get that one. Still don't get it.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Yes.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here.
Wrong.
And I
There's a
don't
bucket
appreciate the implication
right
that nothing
there.
is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly be something.
It's on the
Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing?
It's on the wall.
Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out.
Okay.
I've lost all sense of perspective.
Okay.
What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift.
Okay.
Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
The bucket is all.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
No.
Okay, here we
No.
go.
No, not my bucket. No. Okay. Skip it
What
again.
happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket? Oh my God, I had no idea. How could...
See? I was right.
Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley,
Could've fooled me.
you're still here. You're not a bucket either.
I'm here.
Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets.
Cool.
Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person?
I'm gonna tell the world.
All right, here we go.
Okay. Alright, I'm not gonna take the bucket this time. I'm just gonna go right to the red and blue door, find the figurine.
Stanley decided to go to
Yep.
the meeting room to
That's what
check
we're
on
doing.
his co-workers.
That's the plan.
He never functioned well by himself
sorry.
and constantly needed support
Sorry.
and guidance from others.
Uh-huh.
So the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you forgot. What? Really?
Uh-huh.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
Yeah.
Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Yeah.
Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
There's that
Give me a
figurine.
chance. Now listen carefully, this is important.
Found it.
And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly.
That's my
Savor
favorite
this
one.
moment, Stanley.
So far.
This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And
All right.
now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Now what if? Now hear me out. What if there was another figurine? I went through the red door. Okay.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I want it to stop.
Spin me right now.
We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution.
I want to.
Here, let me show you.
There we go.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here.
I love this strap.
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here,
I've been here.
right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
I haven't been in this room in this playthrough, but I played the original Stanley Parable when I got to this. Ugh. I just stare at it and just be lost. I did stare at before for like 10 minutes. I'm not even joking. I wonder if it's different. Nope, there it is. Okay. There's all the cool colors. And I am getting dizzy already. Here we go.
No, wait. Where are you going?
I'm going away.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset.
Okay.
We'll lose all of this.
I'm sorry. This is a bad message.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Oh god, this is awful. Okay. Here.
Please,
Here we
Stanley,
go.
think. No! Oh, thank God you live. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
I want my bucket. This is like the most weird, most painful Adventureland ride ever. Whee! Okay.
Stanley,
Let's
let's go back to the other room. Can you
that.
do that for me?
No.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it?
Isn't it part of
You are
it?
literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
I really don't like this part because it's so sad.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore.
So
I just wanted us
sad.
to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all.
This is the
Well,
only
this
choice
one
I
is
get.
yours.
Yeah, thank you. I'll just get reset again. Because that's the whole thing of this game.
Is it over?
So,
It's going to restart, isn't it?
yeah.
I'm going back.
But then we get those parts of the game too where the narrator seeks freedom himself. So I don't really know if I don't think the narrator is part of it. I think maybe the narrator is just an AI being controlled themselves by the boss or something like that.
Stanley,
Whoa.
I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines. Those figglers.
Yeah.
I haven't stopped
Oh,
thinking
that's
about
good.
them since you nabbed every last one.
Yeah.
Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness?
I did like finding them.
Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone?
Okay.
I would love
Yeah.
nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
I like the memory zone. We're gonna get a skip button back. Now I remember that Stanley found the collectibles. So, yeah. Oh yeah, the collectible.
Here's where it all began.
The terror.
The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how
This is
many
right.
of them we'd find. Sure, it said
No,
6
this is
right
right.
there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were
I
so
don't want to go
innocent.
to that horror.
We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Whoa. Whoa. Okay. This is different. Okay.
And here was a second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the boss's bathroom. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest.
Yes.
Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
Unremarkable. Oh, here we go. We're just going back to the other ones where
Okay,
we found
let's
them.
do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini stand? Can you remember?
It's this way. Yeah.
Hey, that's exactly right.
I
It was
know.
here behind the boss's office. It was the third one.
Yeah.
You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm glad
Yeah.
these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
Really? Is that a thing, or you just stuff? Oh, there you go.
Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a
Whoa.
Figley in this pink room.
No.
Oh, well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
Oh, this looks like Professor Umbridge barfed in here. Oh. Oh, there's whispering. Oh. Her kitten's gonna come busting out of nowhere too, or can't go that way. Ugh. I'm sorry for anybody who likes pink, but I don't like pink. Pink and yellow are the 2 colors I just don't like. I'm sorry for those who like those colors, but I just don't. It gives me a headache. Oh, we're back here.
This was the 5th mini stand, and this one was really something special. It was in the warehouse. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this
Got
one
this
is
one, right?
particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion.
Yeah, did you?
Enjoy.
Okay. Oh my God. It's a Windows Movie Maker video. What's that back there? Arrow points to it. It's mini stand number 5. Oh yeah. High 5. You found it near the carpet lift. Thanks for watching. Credits. Narrator. Stanley. Alright.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video,
Did you?
but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
When did you have 8 minutes? Oh. Where can I go? What was that? What opened up? There goes somewhere else. Alright. Alright, I'm not gonna go plunging to death. I'll just go in here. Yep, that's where I'm supposed to go. Okay. Good. Oh, yep. Red door, blue door. That's my last one.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself,
Figley.
yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other, except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Excuse me a second. Back is killing me. Alright, here we go. Oh. Okay, it leads to the same thing. Okay. Yep. Alright. Oh, I like that pattern. I know that's not something that would interest a lot of people, but I like that for some reason. Oh, wow. Okay. You are in the present.
And then
Oh.
there was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment.
Past.
Nothing left to do but move onward into the future.
Where is the
Goodbye,
future going?
memory zone.
Real? Oh, shit. Okay.
No, I'm not done. I'm not
Oh.
ready to move on.
You're not?
Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just
The
go
fern.
backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how
Remember?
that feels.
Remember the fern? We're supposed to always remember the fern. It's exact fern. Okay. Good. Alright, we'll go back. I kind of want to go back. We'll go back?
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going, I want more. And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Am I gonna have to... Whoa. Yep.
Yes, I love that video.
Yes. Okay. Alright. Okay. There we go. Pink room. Ugh. The room I hate this room.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room,
Where
though.
did we
A
get the
solid
other
room.
13. Whispering. Hear it? Hear it? Oh, I hate it. Alright. Next one. Let's go back in time again. Yep.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if
This is
there
just
had been
endless
any
now?
kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
I thought we were stuck for a second. No. Okay. What if I went under the stairs? Because that was where the other room was, not the pink room. Okay, I can't go that way. Alright, let's go back again. That sucks. Yeah, so the pink room that was under the stairs where we found the other one.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember?
Yep.
Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing.
Oh,
Why does
that's
anyone
good.
ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines.
I hate
Oh,
it.
I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Came before this was the big Stanley. Yep, this. Big Stanley 2 declaration. Yeah. Except it looked very different. Oh yeah, the jump.
Look,
Jumping
it's the
circle.
terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now.
Yeah?
Look how much fun the past is.
Give me more
I want
jumps.
more. More memories.
Three more jumps. Okay. Alright, we're going back again. Back.
Oh, yes! The two doors! Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
I'm gonna go to the right. I had no choice anyway. Okay.
And before everything else, there was your office.
Yep. I'm locked in here.
Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can
That
remember.
big orange
I can remember.
undeveloped room. Oh, sure.
Yes, I'm remembering something now.
You are?
I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness.
Oh my God.
And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy. And I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore.
No, what about
Oh,
me?
but he truly
Hold
was
on.
so much fun to play with. You know what?
Oh,
Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good.
no, I don't
I
like
did enjoy
this.
telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go.
You didn't like the skip
This
button.
is the story of a man named Stanley.
Oh, no. Are we coming up to an end? I wouldn't think there'd be an end to this story. To this game. I thought there'd just be just like an endless loop.
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it?
Yes, it is.
Is this Stanley's office?
Yeah. Oh, is he forgetting? Is it not he remembers it the first time or something? Why aren't you saying things? Let's just go through. I don't need to look at it right now. Why aren't you saying anything?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright. Is something different gonna happen?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Really? I thought something different was gonna happen.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, I've never been able to open this door before. I think I know what happens down the elevator. I do know. I did have a spoiler before that you just keep going down and down and down, or up or whatever, forever, and then you come back to this room. So I'm not gonna go into there since I know what happens.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
No.
That kind of
Hey, you wanna
anxiety
hear this?
isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
No. Alright. You're gonna make me just fall asleep. Sounds too relaxing. I'm just gonna lay here on the floor. Right in front of the fireplace. Good night.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated,
Huh?
Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
I thought there was something that's gonna be different. Because he said it wasn't Stanley's office. Was there something different I was supposed to do?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay, we're just gonna go through this as if. Yeah. Something
The
happened.
lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Come back if
What
something
horrible
different
secret did
happens.
this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
We know how this goes.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature
What's that?
revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where
Alright.
freedom meant nothing.
So, what did I just see? Bucket, just say. I'm seeing buckets. Miss Bailey.
This mind control facility, it was too
Fired.
horrible to believe. It couldn't be true.
Fired or
Had
dead?
Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
No.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this... blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness.
Just wait.
Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel.
Go back and get my
Whatever
bucket.
life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know.
Yeah.
It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
Yeah.
And Stanley was happy.
No, that is not how it's gonna end. I just know there's something else. There's always something else with this game. See? Alright.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference,
It didn't.
nor did it advance the story in any way. Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
There was something else.
This
On
was
the
not the
cargo
correct
lift.
way to the meeting room, but
Yeah,
Stanley
the
had
bucket.
felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
No.
Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes.
Okay,
Good,
we'll go all
said
the
the
way.
bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
You're just going crazy. That's what's happening. Okay.
In here.
said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley
The
once
dark
again
room?
obeyed blindly.
To the dark. It's not a dark room. So there's something else I'm missing. No? Okay. Alright. Just misspoke. Oh, that dark room. Okay, I get it now. Sorry. Okay. Whoa.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Okay, and the original Stanley Parable, I unplugged the phone, but I'm not gonna do that. Okay.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Oh, there's buckets everywhere. Oh my god. Okay. That's a nice little. Oh no. Listen, it's me, your bucket. Press N to take me to work with you. I don't want to go back to work. I just got home finally. A nice little apartment. I'm gonna go into my bedroom to sleep. Alright, here we go.
The Stanley Parable
Where's the
Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Usually on these computers I can turn them off. What's that, Lou? Huh. That's weird. Alright. Oh, there you are. Okay. Bucket. Proceed to take me home with you. Is there anything else I can do? I'm gonna throw you out the window. Billy, you're scaring me. Alright. On home.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Water break. 1 moment, please. I press M to go back to work. It's just a new button.
Well, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think. It can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's
think
it.
that-
It doesn't do anything else.
Is it moving? Let's go back. Take the bucket again. Don't listen to the loud man. Press P for us to go back home. Okay. Oh, it's night out.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and
jealous?
listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
Oh. Where am I? Press J to ignore anyone in your life except for me. Okay.
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket.
It's
Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
it's on top here. You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Press U to go back home. Alright.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket.
No,
It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
You like jazz? Alright. Press T to relive the same day over and over. It's a lot of notes.
Oh my
Oh.
God, what am I saying?
Oh.
Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
Press L to go home. To work, to home. To work, to home.
Oh no.
It's getting dark.
I'm having feelings. For the bucket.
the
Oh,
bucket.
no. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket?
Oh my God.
Hear what the
No.
bucket has to say.
No.
Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't
You're
understand.
wrong.
Perhaps, if I had the bucket,
Oh.
this would be less confusing. Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
Oh, it's a romantic setting. Oh, narrator. No. It's my bucket, bitch. But I like that.
Stanley, give me the bucket.
Get
Give
your
it to me.
own damn
Give me the
bucket.
bucket, Stanley.
No.
I need it. Give it to me now. Give it, or I'll...
Close your eyes. Oh, okay. Go back to work, Stanley. Okay. Just forget that happened. Forget that the bucket was trying to seduce our narrator. Okay. It was
A
weird.
soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started. And if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
Yeah, because right now it's just a nuclear blast all the time. I can't. Oh, okay, I turned it off that time. Not that it matters. Okay.
A good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a
You
bucket
feel-
of culture and distinction. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door. This was not the correct way to the
unplug
meeting
the
room,
phones.
but Stanley had felt the bucket
With the
calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was it? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yeah, good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the phone.
No.
Said the... Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone?
Because the bucket told
Were
me
you
to
trying to
answer.
resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking.
No, you weren't.
Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you
Not
get the
according
joke?
to
It's
Twitter.
funny, Stanley. A
Wasn't funny
talking
before.
bucket.
No.
Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the
Why is there
jokes?
so many serious?
Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult.
I'm scared.
I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is.
Yes?
It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
All right.
What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
I'm Dunny with the funny.
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy.
I hate that.
Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence and who very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
I have to wonder, is that like something that actually
Hey,
happened?
goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter.
Outdated?
I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
Alright. Go this way? No? No? Okay. I really want to figure out if there's a way. Oh, I can't jump now.
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we had the instructional video.
Oh, the boards
Otherwise,
are
who knows where we'd be right now? Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
Okay. You're making it not fun. But whatever. I want to go through more new content videos. Or those. Those are fun. Now where are we?
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
No, I just went back to my camp. Oh, wow. Okay.
Whoa!
Oh my god.
We're back at the phone already? No. What's going on? There was supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point, a dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land, or not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the two doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video again.
Yeah, you do.
Surely that will help me improve my...
Okay. Timing.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
I want to go this way again. Hey.
What? We're back at the phone already? No.
Timing.
Here we go. You ready?
Right, yep,
When
I'm ready.
Stanley and the bucket
Ready.
came to a set of 2
Right.
open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Oh, where's my bucket sticker? Oh, is that because like everything was a bucket? So it just took the sticker off the bucket?
What? We're back at the phone already? No.
Oh. Oh, I think it keeps
Here we
getting,
go. You ready?
like, more and more cut
When
off.
Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open
We'll
doors,
see how
they
far we
entered
do
the
it.
door on the left. What? We're back at the phone already? No.
Yep, it's getting more and more cut off.
Here we go.
We're going
You ready?
again.
When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left. What? We're back at the phone already? No.
Is it getting more cut off again?
Here we go.
Or is
You
it
ready?
stopping?
When Stanley and the
Am I
bucket
just
came to a
dumb?
set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Just one more time.
What? We're back at the phone already? No.
Okay, yeah, it's just
Here we
repeating.
go.
Okay, so
You
let's
ready?
go this way.
When Stanley and the bucket
Okay.
came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Alright, we'll go this way.
No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone.
I-
Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The
Well,
joke is
it's gonna
completely
be all
done and
over.
over. It's all your fault, Stanley.
your fault.
I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me
You
down,
know
Stanley?
other
Are you
people.
proud?
Timing. Oh.
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison.
Pale.
Yes. Well, let me try that again, Stanley.
I get it.
I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not? Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame? Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley,
That's what I was
this
trying to
bucket is
figure out
so
earlier.
mental. I think I saw it playing guitar. No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes.
No, you're
I
not.
need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos. Let's see.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the end. Okay. Alright, let's go through one more time.
The meeting room.
Right there.
Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again. Ah, the embrace of an old friend, a weathered companionship that stands the test of time. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay. Oh, nothing to say about that. I have the sticker again.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I'm gonna go through insanity with my bucket. That's what's gonna happen.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley. Find me.
I'm trying, baby.
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along.
Oh my god.
It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Oh my god. Oh, silly. Okay.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this.
No time.
There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Oh, yeah, she backflipped. Yeah. Okay. Alright, I think I'm gonna end this episode here. I'm feeling like maybe there isn't too much more to find in this now. I think I went over a lot of what there could be. You can feel free to let me know in the comments below, if I'm missing anything or if I went past something that I need to go back to. I'd really appreciate it. But that'll do it for today. And okay, the link is in the description below for if you want to play it for yourself. This is a really fun game. I really recommend it. That you play it for yourself. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.